where's all these other people?
Yeah.
What happened to them? Did they just say, never mind, I want to be a sorcerer, and just leave? Like, what?
Fuck you. Just
like-
take off running.
Like, I just shit my pants. Bye.
Hey, Wong, eat a dick. And they just take off running. Not my god.
And then, earlier, when Steven is dicking around with the Infinity Stone, and he's he's like making the apple new again, and then decay, and then new again, and then Wong's like, you should never undo reality.
It's an apple, you son of a bitch.
Right, and then in this scene, Doctor Strange gets this brilliant idea. He's like, oh, now...
Because Hong Kong has exploded.
The Hong Kong Sanctum has fallen.
Dormammu is above Hong Kong.
Yeah, the dark dimension's coming in. It's the end of the world and the universe as we know it. Then Doctor Strange is like, oh, now I'll use the Infinity Stone. So he activates it, starts turning back time, Cher style, and then he sees...
I could turn back time.
And then he sees Wong's dead body, but of course time is reversing. Wong's dead body gets unimpaled, and then he, like, does something to pull him out of this time spell, and Wong is like, what are you doing? He's like, I know, breaking the laws of nature. And he's like, well, don't stop now. It's like, oh, now you're okay with them breaking?
Because he would be dead otherwise.
Right. Selfish motherfuckers in this movie.
Stupid.
I just... there's no continuity in this one movie breaks all continuity within this movie.
91% of Rotten Tomatoes.
It went from a 98 when it was in theaters, now it's down to a 90. They got everyone all hyped up for it when it was in theaters.
It's not good, dude.
I mean, you don't think it's good. I can get past many issues. I mean, it's a fun movie as long as you don't think about it. If you just watch it, you're fine. But do not apply any cognitive processing to this movie.
So what you should do is you should watch Moonlight first, and then watch Doctor Strange.
No, watch Doctor Strange first, and then watch Moonlight to get the taste out.
Yeah, I gotta watch BVS tonight, dude.
To get a good superhero.
Because I've watched Logan today, and I watched Doctor Strange.
On Sunday, yeah.
Sorry. The Ultimate Edition.
Ultimate.
So, the other issues, I had two more issues with this.
But a side note, Moonlight is amazing.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
You should so see it.
If you want a character study in a movie, and you just want to watch a movie to study a character...
Is that what a character study is?
Well, no, but in Chiron, in Moonlight, I mean, that's where you do it, man.
Brilliant. That film has so many layers. See, this is... That is an example... If anything should get 98%, it should be Moonlight.
Yeah, it's good. The other issues I have with this movie is Dormammu looks like... What did I write? Dormammu looks like a fluid transformer with giant purple pretty eyes. And he does, man. Like, it's like Optimus Prime did mocap for his face.
And they did
mocap of mocap.
And it was the same thing. At least they repeated that line at least 10 times.
At least. And even my daughter goes, this is really annoying, like halfway through.
Oh, no, it was after the second time he said it. She's like, this is really annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her, because when I was watching in theaters, I was like, seriously? This is your big finale? Yeah. And the whole point of that scene is to kind of say, like, he's not selfish anymore, he is sacrificing himself to keep Dormammu in this time loop to stop him from destroying life as we know it. Which, sure, I get it.
That's fine, but...
We don't need a repetitive thing.
So, okay, let's think about it like this, and then I'll get my last issue of 12 years out of the way. Okay. You have created a time loop.
Yeah.
Okay. At what point in time do you make it go backwards? How do you set that? Like...
Well, he did it on his wrist.
Right, but that's the moment it starts.
Uh-huh.
How do you know when it's going to end?
When he made the bargain. Well, it reset every time he died.
How?
That's just a spell.
How?
I don't know.
Yeah, stupid. Anyway, the last issue with this is that if you die, you should be fucking dead. Excuse my French, but you should be dead as shit. Like, he dies 10 times. and comes back from that 10 times.
Because the time loop reset.
At what point in time does the time loop reset?
When he dies. I don't have all the answers. I'm just telling you what I saw in the movie. When he dies, the time loop resets, he comes back, says, I want to make a bargain, and then, yeah. And it just does that over and over again until Dormammu's finally like, I'm annoyed by this.
By now, I'm sure that most people have seen this movie and know the ending, and know that Mordo or Mordor or whatever the hell.
Mordor is the land that Frodo has to travel to.
Or as I like to call him, 12 years, ends up walking away from Mojin Buu and the peculiar physician. And
peculiar physician.
Yeah, buddy.
Because he's like, because he's all butthurt because they broke the laws of nature to save the day.
That he was completely implicit in.
Oh, absolutely.
He did not stop.
Nope.
Strange. He didn't say, hey, stop. He didn't say, this isn't a good idea, buddy.
Guilt by association.
So he is completely implicit in this, and then all of a sudden, his conscience comes over him that the universe is now saved, and he's like, I must leave. And so he walks away. But he is completely implicit in everything that Stephen Strange does.
Oh, yeah. But that's not even the best part. The best part is at the very end of the credits, we see a character that was introduced in the beginning.
Catwoman's boyfriend.
Benjamin Bratt, who we learned uses magic to make himself walk.
Mm-hmm.
So of all the people that Mordo could have visited first...
The Eye of Sauron. Got it.
What?
Mordo.
Yeah,
Mordor. I said that.
Of all the people this guy could have seen first, who was much more terrible than this guy who's just trying to live his life.
Making himself walk, man.
He just wants to walk.
Why do you gotta pick on a cripple dude?
Right! Steals this guy's magic, and he says, there are too many sorcerers. He's not a sorcerer!
No,
he's just trying to walk!
All he's doing is walking.
That's literally what he uses magic.
And then you see, little crippled Benjamin Bratt fall to the ground again, and you're like...
Oh,
man, Halle Berry's gonna be pissed, bro.
It's a different universe. Catwoman is DC.
What are you talking about? He played basketball in both movies, man. That's complete fluidity right there.
Catwoman and Doctor Strange are correlated.
They are.
Oh, but I'm like, really? Of all the people that you could have targeted first in your quest to end sorcery, you pick that guy?
So this is the point where people go... oh, if you hated it so much, how would you have made it better? And that's when I go, you want to know how I make it better? I make it better that Stephen Strange finds out that Benjamin Bratt's using magic. And he goes, what? And then Stephen Strange is searching for magic. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Okay? And then there's this guy going around who's been fed up with the Ancient One for some reason that you don't know why. And he is actively erasing people that have magic, making the search for magic that much harder. Stephen Strange finds himself in Kathmandu, being taught by the Ancient One, but Mordo's not there because Mordo's the asshole going around taking all the freaking magic people out of the world. And so the Ancient One is forced to teach Stephen Strange magic to keep magic alive because she knows that Mordo is coming for him. That's a better story than this bullshit.
That would have been awesome to watch.
That's a way better story than this.
Yeah, and then just having some disposable guy that no one's ever heard of. I mean, some people who are... I mean, I don't know if Caecilius was actually in the comic books or not, but I know that Baron Mordo is a thing in comics.
Jyn Erso's dad?
Caecilius is Jyn Erso's dad.
Got it.
I don't know if he's a guy.
Purple eyes.
Your creepy eye makeup followers.
God, this movie.
But, again...
It wasn't even enjoyable for me. Like, I can't even say that I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it in theaters. The only part that was even cool was like the shield things. They looked awesome on my TV. They looked really good.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see that in like a Justice League Dark live action movie. That would be cool because we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we talked about the sigils and everything.
Yeah, the sigils, but
I mean that's your thing, and I don't fault you for it by any means, but I am biased. I like magic, and I do like the current run of Doctor Strange. It's such a joy to read.
It's so different, though, man.
It's wildly different.
I want to read it because of the way you describe it. But this movie is hot garbage.
Like the Sanctum in this movie, it looks like a museum almost, but in the comic book, it's so different because he's guiding this in the comic book. He's guiding this woman through his house, and she's in the parlor. She looks over. There are live snakes sitting on a table, and the snakes go, "Hey, baby, what's up?" She's like, "Your snakes are talking to me." He's like, "Don't talk to the snakes."
Right.
And then you go into the kitchen, and there's the fridge with chains wrapped around it that says, "Do not open ever." And she's like, "What's in there?" He goes, "The end of the world." Like, just weird stuff like that.
And I want to read that.
It's good.
What did you say that, like, X-23 showed up with?
Yes, in
her sisters or whatever?
Yeah, her clones of herself that she's trying to help, and she goes to Doctor Strange because she's like, "I know you're the Sorcerer Supreme, but we need the Doctor." And before they go into the house, she looks at them. She's like, "Okay, you're going to see a lot of weird things in here. Don't look at anything. Don't touch anything." And she looks at one in particular. She goes, "And don't shoot anything." She's like, "What?" So they go into this house, and then they sit down in the living room. She looks over. She's like, "That wardrobe just winked at me." And she's like, "Don't look at it. Just ignore it." So X-23, who is now Wolverine, goes into the kitchen with Doctor Strange, and she's talking to him about their situation. You see, like, off panel, you like, blam! They run in. She's like, "What'd you do?" She's like, "It winked at me again." She's like, "So you shot it? What did I tell you about not shooting anything?" And then, of course, they rush. They're trying to, like, keep the door shut. She's like, "Doctor, what do you keep in here?" He goes, "It's a portal." "To what?" "Terrors." "Why is that in your living room?"
Which I would, like, that is what this should have been. You want to bring comedy into it? Don't bring in Dr.
And Mr. Doctor?
No, come on, man.
Like, there's so much good material in Doctor Strange.
And Cumberbatch can pull that off, but you know what?
He can pull off that quirky stuff.
You know why they didn't do that?
Why?
Because it's not palatable to a freaking 7-year-old.
What? He has a portal of terrors in his living room and
the end of the world's in his refrigerator. 7-year-old be like, "What?
Yeah.
Why is it winking at a girl? Gross, cooties."
Is that still a thing?
I guess, man. I don't know, but it like, I don't know. It's probably.
See, and you know, and again, this is the first movie. We have time to build on it. We could, in the future, get kind of like that weird, quirky stuff because of what I'm not a Doctor Strange expert by any means.
We're gonna find out what kind of character he's gonna be in the future in Thor Ragnarok.
Right. But from what I've read of Doctor Strange, like, he's not this mean guy. Like, he can be a little bit. I mean, he's quirky. Like, he's kind of quirky and socially awkward.
But he's not Benedict Cumberbatch at the beginning of the first movie.
Not by any means. But then again, this run of Doctor Strange that I'm reading is like, this character is already very solidified.
And it's Jason Aaron, so I mean, come on, man.
Oh, you're just winning at that point. Oh. So good.
So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this to my worst enemy to go watch. You know, if I wanted to kill someone, I would make them sit down and listen to Ariana Grande records or something.
Rude. That's rude. You're a horrible person.
I'm kidding.
Depending on who I'm talking to, I might recommend it, but I mean, it's for very specific people.
Yeah. So this doesn't have me excited for Phase 3, to say the very least, but. Well.
It has me a little on edge. But then again...
I am excited for Guardians.
Why do I keep saying that? And then again... I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is coming, and Black Panther, so those could really turn us on our heads.
Yeah, we'll see about Black Panther. I'm not convinced yet.
No.
Anyway, thank you for joining us for this first week in March. That was Doctor Strange in a nutshell. It's over. I'm not watching that movie ever again. I can promise you that shit right now. Kalen loved it. Didn't love it. He liked it a lot. He bought the
Best Buy exclusive Steelbook.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining us on this wonderful Thursday. I hope it finds you well. I want to give special thanks to Rock Bottom Comics and Maher as always. Find us, just Google search the Comic Boot Podcast.
You'll find us.
We're out there somewhere. Saying goodbye until next week. This is James.
And I'm Kalen.
And we will talk to you guys later.